Let's set a New Year's resolution to not always go to our old favorite restaurants for food and try some new spots for dinner and drinks. Today in CityCast Las Vegas, I'm with Nothing to Do LV Eats founder Giselle D'souza and food writer Jason Harris to give you a sneak peek at the most anticipated new restaurants of 2026. It's Thursday, January 8th. I'm Sarah Lohman, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. All right, Jason, Giselle, put on your future vision goggles. What food trends do you think are going to have a moment in 2026? What do you think, Giselle?
I'm seeing a lot of higher end restaurants that are coming through, maybe some even more casual, like gastropub type of spots that are coming. It is interesting because unfortunately, in the last few months, a lot of our favorite restaurants have closed here in town. And so the food and beverage industry is really interesting right now because I think this is a time where people are trying to figure out like what is working, what is not, because there's some places that we love that are closing. So people are really confused. So to be honest, I'm not really sure what the trend is going to be for 2026. I'm excited to see it.
And you're right, though, that like there are now these very prestigious restaurants coming and, setting up on the strip that does feel like kind of a tide turning this year. Jason, what do you think? What's the trend for 2026?
The trend for me is the people in charge of Arts District parking not paying attention to anything that's going on and continuing to raise parking prices to continue to draw customers away from it. Really good idea, guys. Really smart, really customer friendly. What I want to see this year in 2026 is...
Yeah, what are you hoping for?
I want chances to be taken again. I mean, it seems like maybe the strip's taking a little more chances, but strip dining has been so boring for the last 2 years. I've just been, honestly, since Roy Elamar left Harvest, I don't think anyone's really taken chances on the strip the way he was doing. So I want to see that. I think we're going to see a lot more of kind of some of our favorite restaurateurs expanding out and taking a few chances. So to me, 2026 is all about big swings. Hey, guess what? I mean, Giselle and I both like burgers, but maybe you could do a charbroiled burger instead of a smash burger all the time. You know what I mean? Like, let's just switch things up a little bit. Let's take some big chances and let's see what sticks this coming year.
Giselle, is there something that you're like hoping for in 2026?
A trend I'm hoping to see is actually on par with what Jason said. There's a lot of restaurants that are unfortunately doing the same thing. But I've noticed in the last few years that the Arts District is doing a really big push. Now, unfortunately for that parking issue that we were talking about, but the Arts District's doing a great push about having more chef-driven restaurants in downtown and in the Arts District specifically. But also, I live in the Southwest, and there's some like great restaurants that are opening down here too. And we have structure for it now with the Bend opening, with the Uncommons that just opened too, and the Durango across the street. So my hope for 26 is that there is something more creative or something more unique or something that we're maybe missing here, maybe that I'm not aware of, but in other cities that are thriving that potentially they could bring here. Or, really, I want local chefs here to be able to have a platform to really do what they love and people to take a chance on them.
All right, so let's get into some of these new spots. Like, Jason, what's a new place that's opening this year that you're really pumped about?
I'm going to start with a celebrity chef going to a difficult spot on the strip. And
it's 100% Guy Fieri, right? He's going to do chicken.
Flavor Town Redux 8 times over.
Hell yeah.
It's not just nachos that fit into trash cans, guys. No, look, I can't figure out the Sahara. They offer good restaurants, but like, are they going to track? And now they're going like totally nuts, and I'm super excited for Maroon. James Beard Award winner and Top Chef contestant Kwame Onuachi, who's, I apologize if I've mispronounced that last name there, but I mean, he is building his own path to legendary status, kind of following this Afro-Caribbean cuisine and the diaspora of, African people over to the Americas and the type of cuisine that they created. So, I mean, to have a West African Creole, Caribbean
Mm-hmm.
place on the
Hmm.
strip. I'm glad to see we're getting a few more African places in the suburbs, but like, what is this going to look like? We know he's renowned and award winning in New York and Washington, D.C. I really hope this tracks. These are big, bold flavors, which I love, and I want to see things like that. So I'm super excited about this, and I hope this leads to people really, really locking in on ethnic food that tells stories that they can personalize that maybe we haven't seen in town before.
Yeah, same. I'm really, really excited to go. I love that his focus on this food is really giving it the attention that it deserves. And also, honestly speaking, as a food historian, this is the backbone of American cuisine. Like, Black Americans have been the cooks in this country since basically the beginning, since colonization, whether they wanted to or not, in our long history. And I think that it is under-recognized the influence of African and Caribbean food in American culture. So I love seeing that all pulled back, and I really love the work he's doing. Cannot wait to go. So pumped. All right, Giselle, what about you?
So we were talking about the Arts District a little bit earlier. So, like I said, I'm really excited about some new things opening there. But one in particular, Beautiful Stranger, will be opening in the next 4 or 5 months in 2026. This is through Novell Hospitality Group. Novell Hospitality, if you do know or don't, is from DJ Chef Flores and Chef
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Capello
Of Milpa?
of Nocturno, of Milpa and Nocturno. Yes. So Milpa, one of my favorite taco spots in the city. Nocturno, I don't have to say much. If you know me, you know I'm there like 3 times a week. Um, they are opening a new restaurant called Beautiful Stranger. It's going to have a seasonal dining menu, a really fun specialty craft cocktail menu from Lou Lopez, who is currently the bar director at Nocturno. And Novell's approach is that they feel like the Arts District needs more chef-driven restaurants, kind of like what we were talking about. And I think they're doing great in creating like restaurant platforms that they can create concepts and then a chef can come in and kind of, put their own twist on it. So I'm very excited about Beautiful Stranger and what that might bring to the Arts District.
So interesting.
Yeah, so just to jump on that, Giselle, I'm really excited that Ada's just reopened in the Arts District. James
Hmm.
Trees is just building this empire, but Ada's is that type of chef-driven restaurant where it's point of view, it's something particular, and it's something unique for the area. So I hope we see more of that. Speaking of point of view, I'm going to go to Giselle's neighborhood in the Southwest. Full disclosure, I run the trivia nights at Metro Pizza, Tuesday in the Northwest at 6, Wednesday in Green Valley at 6. So I have been on the ground floor watching these guys develop sliceteria for a long time. I've done menu tasting with them. This is going to be so awesome. We know that John Arena is the Yoda of pizza, a legend. He and Sam and Joe are now kind of building out this slice house that's totally different than their concepts before. I've had the grandma pies that they're working on. I've had the razor thin tavern style pies. It's going to be a totally new project that I think is really going to excite people. And what I love about John and Joe and Sam is they've always been willing to take chances. And now that kind of pizza's become this like really kind of glamorous food, they can really showcase this a little more. If you know what John and Chris Decker are doing in California with Truly Pizza, you see this elevation of craft. And I really think Sliceteria is going to bring a whole nother level of kind of pizza craftsmanship to the Valley.
Cool.
So excited about that.
Honestly, I love anything that has like a Tyria ending. I don't know why. It makes everything really funny to me. A slice of Tyria, I don't know, a beans of Tyria. I'm into
Is it
it.
giving cafeteria?
Yeah.
That's what got you, not the legendary pizza makers trying to
Nope.
expand their
Yeah,
craft,
just
just
call
the
it something
name.
Tyria.
Well, I think there's going to be like 15 different types of pies. There'll probably be
Cool.
some sandwiches, some salads. They're really going to really take some big swings up there. And having had that food, I think you guys are really going to be excited about it.
I'm into it. I love that we have every kind of slice of pizza in Vegas. All right, Giselle, what else you got?
So speaking of my side of town, so in the old DW Bistro space, which we love and miss, there's going to be a new concept EDO Gastropub that's opening.
Mm.
So that is coming from the group that had EDO in Chinatown and currently owns Anima. So that's going to be a more elevated bar concept. I think they're trying to go for more like approachable price point. They're trying to have like unique beers on tap. I'm thinking like like Achevel of like Chicago, if you know that kind of like burger spot. It's like very well known for their like elevated bar foods, their famous cheeseburger, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's going to be opening up at the Gramercy in the Southwest, probably in the next few months here. So I'm actually very excited about that. I'm a huge fan of anything that Joe over there at Anima and EDO does. And him and his team, actually, he's one of the co-owners. So I'm super excited for EDO Gastropub.
I spoke to those guys. I spoke to Roberto Liendo yesterday because I have a EDO based restaurant on my list also. And I did ask him about Gastropub, and he was saying, like you're saying, approachable all day food. What does an EDO burger look like? What is EDO going to do to spin chicken wings? Like, it's going to be something unique and pretty different, I think.
What is that burger going to be? Smashed or grilled or what?
Right. And how do they incorporate jamon iberico into that burger? That's the question.
It's actually a patty that's entirely made out of ground jamon. So get ready.
Ground jamon.
That makes it snort.
Not even wrapped in jamon, just ground. Jamon.
It's very expensive. I hope everyone listening knows I made that up. Jason, so what is your like Anima EDO restaurant group restaurant?
Yeah, I first of all, we love these guys. Giselle mentioned EDO, which is now Amador. Oscar is Chef Amador is just crushing it over there with this kind of new concept. But I'm looking towards, you know, we got to give a little love to the east side, you know, kind of off Paradise Road where you see Cleaver and places like that. They're going to put brasseria in there. And the focus is on regional cuisine on the French and Spanish border. So, you know, what does that look like? Yeah, Basque, Pyrenees, you know, like what is that going to look like? Some Mediterranean. We're going to have some seafood and cured meats. Are there going to be stews there? You know, of course, we're going to have our jamon in there.
Yeah, will there be jamon? That question was on the tip of my tongue.
Will there be ground jamon?
I don't think so, but there is a beef tartare cart, which I haven't seen before. You know, and they're going to do takes on classics like lobster thermidor. Giselle just mentioned Joe. This is going to be their biggest wine program yet over there. So I know Roberto's basically living at that space until it opens. I think this is great for the city, the expanding EDO empire.
Yeah, I actually just mentioned recently how much I love food on a cart, but I don't know, beef like a tartare cart. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Just like a raw meat cart.
It's a raw meat cart. I also heard that they're going to have chartreuse on draft, and speaking of carts, a sparkling wine cart too.
Oh, no, that's a cart I could get behind.
So there's like this whimsy to it. You know, is the beef tartare, is it just all the same beef, or are we doing different meats on the cart? Is it different toppings? Like
yeah. Chartreuse on tap. That's decadent and nerdy.
Chartreuse on tap. Yes.
Not getting that at the Gastropub.
No, sorry, my brain just went to like, what if it's the color, not the alcohol? That's a surprise. That's an innovation.
Okay, we don't know which chartreuse it is.
No.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to new plans, more selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance all bundled together. Our marketplace is growing and has the state's widest selection of quality health plans. Find savings and quality coverage regardless of your income with new state-approved Battle-Born state plans. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. In a few minutes, you can find the health plan that's right for you.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
Conoce Nevada Health Link, el mercado oficial de seguros médicos de Nevada. Tu lugar para encontrar opciones, ayuda en español y seguros de salud a tu alcance. Estamos creciendo y tenemos la mayor variedad de planes en el estado. Encuentra planes a tu alcance sin importar tus ingresos con los nuevos Battle-Born State Plans aprobados por el estado. Visita NevadaHealthLink.com y en solo minutos encontrarás el seguro de salud que necesitas y mereces.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
All right, Giselle, do you have another pick for me?
I do actually. You know, speaking of that Gramercy Southwest area, this is so funny. Literally next to the EDO Gastropub, there's going to be a new Mediterranean restaurant called Hadari's opening. It's specifically a Lebanese restaurant. The family are the Hadaris. They've lived in town for a really, really long time. I think their family used to own a Hadari restaurant in Texas, like in the 60s. So they're gonna have like a fresh like pizza oven, and they're gonna be open for lunch and dinner, a specialty cocktail menu. They want to do more traditional drinks, I think, like the jalab that they have, in Lebanon that usually has like rose water and date syrup in it, like a more sweet traditional drink. But they're gonna, try to incorporate different types of maybe Lebanese liquor into their menu as well. So I'm very excited about that. There's quite a few Mediterranean restaurants, but the fact that they're, I think, focusing more specifically on Lebanese cuisine is very exciting. Yeah. So and that's literally, I think, the space next to the EDO Gastropub. Like the walls are touching.
Listen, how do you feel about olives, Jason and Giselle? You pro or anti-olive?
I'm pro olive, but I'm not pro all olive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good response. Actually, I'm not pro olive. I do not like olives, but
I try.
I'm so weird. Like I won't eat an olive plain, but if it's like chopped up and added to another dish or cooked in another form, I'm all for it. I think I just don't like the full flavor of the olive. I need it to be mixed in with something.
You know what? Prove us wrong out there. Producer Layla Muhammad says boo to us. So
Layla,
take a shot.
All right. Last, I want one more pick and I want to kind of rapid fire. What's the last place you're excited about for 2026, Jason?
All right. I just talked about how basic a lot of things were in 2025. So I'm looking towards Area 15 to see if any of these basic concepts can elevate, right? Sam Marvin, who I love over at Echo and Rig. Admittedly, I've done comedy over there. He's doing Good Company burgers, but I know him pretty well. So I feel like he's going to have a twist on this smash burger thing and probably expand out to something a little more wacky than that. David Chang's coming in with Fuku Chicken, which, if he actually stays in town to make sure his restaurants work, maybe that'll happen this time.
Yes. He does seem to love Vegas, but...
And then he leaves on opening night every time. The one I'm scared about is the bowl from Jimmy Lee, where he's going to have robots cooking for us. I hope robots, anyone who supports this, the robots enslave you and you have to become the dishwashers for them. How about that?
Robots suck. All right, Giselle, give me one more.
Viking Mike's just opened in the Arts District too.
The Yurt.
The Yurt, yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's super exciting. I haven't seen the Yurt yet, but I'm excited to go look at it.
Jason saw the Yurt.
You saw the Yurt?
I was there last night. It's a beautiful build out. Quick suggestion, guys. Flugelhorn every hour on the hour.
Follow-up question. Did they really make the entree point super cold? David Figler told me they were going to make it like 32 degrees.
Yeah, it's freezing and it's full of horns, animal horns. It looks like the Northman when you walk in and then you walk further in that entry area. And then it's like, oh, it's more like ski lodgy or kind of like that. But that one area looks like a fight to the death to enter.
Real north of the wall kind of vibes.
Exactly. Right. White Walkers and the whole thing. So
I'm excited for that. And also I was going to say that I know we're talking about all these smash burger concepts in town, but I just have to mention it because it is opening on my side of town next year. With Love Always is opening at the Bend in 2026.
Right.
I think they already have a location in Centennial and in Red Rock casinos. So I've actually never tried With Love Always just because I don't want to drive all the way over there. But now that they're coming right next to me down the street, I feel like I have no excuse. So I do have to mention it for the people, my friends that live in the Southwest.
I mean, I do have to say that I love a smash burger. I love the proportions. I love a crispy burger. I'm here for it. I don't like tall burgers. I like a flat.
Yeah, smash burger. Yeah.
I think we all like a smash burger. It's just like
it's the only burger right now.
It's just derivative at this point. Show me something else.
All right, one last shout out. I would love it if each of you shouted out a place that has been around, but you think deserves more attention in 2026. What's your pick, Jason?
Yeah, I actually mentioned it earlier. I think it's Ada's. Jackson Stamper, I think, is one of the most underrated chefs in the city. And I love he takes big swings with like flavors and what he's doing over there. That wine list has been recognized worldwide for the last 2 years. So I just think you got to check out Ada's. It's in the old Esther space. You can do a whole James Trees tour down in the Arts District now at this point.
Yeah.
But
I love that
Ada's
space too. It's cozy.
Yeah, and he is always changing menus and working on new things. I definitely think Ada's is get ready to do bigger things this coming year.
Cool. What about you, Giselle?
So I'm going to mention a spot that I've actually talked about once before, like almost a year ago, but it's still one of my top favorites. Rang's Cucina. It's literally just, I don't know, I can't stop raving about it. It's like a mixture of Spanish, Italian, and Filipino food. And I can't even begin to describe that flavor concept to you. Like, it's just right off of Jones in Charleston, and Chef Rang is amazing. She came from the Philippines. She had a catering company there, and they sold everything and moved over here and opened a tiny little restaurant, her and her husband. And they have been winning so many awards this last 2 years. It's just such a cute little space, such a great take on Filipino and Spanish, like that mixture of food. So if you have a chance, go to Rang's. I highly recommend it.
If I could jump in, another place that's like kind of simpatico to that, but with Latin food, Chef Steve Kessler's moving Aroma, Latin American Cucina, over towards next to the Sand Dollar in Chinatown. And I think he's one of the most exciting, best chefs in the city. So hopefully this gives him a little more visibility this year.
Yeah, I am mad now that I hadn't heard that. I am in Henderson, and that was such a great place to go after I picked somebody up at the airport. You know what? I'm mad at you, Aroma. I will say that I have meant to go to Rang since you mentioned it a year ago, and I haven't. So I think that might be my New Year's resolution because the place sounds amazing.
Oh, please do.
Jason, Giselle, thank you so much for joining. These were such great picks.
Thank you, Sarah. Hopefully we have a great gastronomic year.
Yeah.
Agreed. Exactly what Jason said. That's all I want every year.
Chef's kiss. That's all for today here in CityCast Las Vegas. Hey, if you enjoyed our show, please share it with a friend, make some dinner plans. You can rate our show and leave us a review. That helps a lot. And subscribe to our morning newsletter for more great restaurant picks. And don't forget, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Las Vegas neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Take care.